And we're live. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiskey Charlie, the War Game Chat, our monthly show on YouTube. I'm your host, Mo from Mo's Game Table, and joining me are my two awesome co-hosts, everybody's favorite gimp with the limp, the Gimpy Gamer, Nate Rogers. How's it going, Nate?
It's another glorious day, man.
And the
Happy to be
Wargaming
here.
Wizard from Oz, the notorious Wargaming Wizard from Oz. I need to stand corrected. Kev Sharp from the big board. How's it going, Kev?
Get it right or get off, man. What's
That's
going on?
right. That's right. I'm I guess, off today. I don't know. I must have ate something last night or something like that. But
Yeah, sometimes some things you eat kind of
just
mess you
stick with
up.
you. But this is our annual Christmas bash, everybody. I hope everybody is ready for the holidays. We are 1 week away from Santa Claus coming to town, so I hope countdown is on. T-7 for Operation Christmas. So I hope everybody's ready for that. And I know Jeff is trying to score some extra points. He said he brought an extra large box of crowns and a 6-pack of Foster's beer just for the show. So he is definitely looking to score some extra points. And of course, Wolfgang couldn't join us. He said it's 3 a.m. in Germany, but to wish us good luck and have a good show.
Which kind of begs the question, what was he doing at 3 a.m.?
He woke up just to say that to us. We have Ken here, Bango, and Mark's here, Mander, Bam, a retired grunt, Blue Delta 1 standing by. I love that. Then we got Matthew and Jeff. And who's this? Oh my God, Nate.
Oh, Nate's here.
Then we got Paul, Adam Mack, Nordic's here. And Fango saying, quit telling Mo to get off. Charles joining us. Good to see you, Charles. And so we're just going to go around the horn, see what everybody's going up. Oh, hey, Brian, how's it going? Definitely glad to see you here. And we'll definitely give you some normalcy, brother.
Well,
You know?
that's still up
Have
for
some of
debate
that.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, it's normal with Gimpy being
Two,
Gimpy.
two out of three of us, perhaps, right?
Exactly. So is everybody all set for the holidays next week? Nate, you got all your stuff for your brood?
Yep, everything's been bought. That's all hid off to the side, ready to be wrapped up, and got the wife's stuff already hid in my office so I can get that wrapped up. I'm not neat
You
and
know she's
orderly,
watching us right now. Now she's going to
no.
go find it afterwards, right? You just blew it.
But yeah, Santa was good to the kids. I think they're going to be thrilled with what he's bringing to them.
Awesome. Awesome. So don't say anything, though, because they may be listening in. Because we know that, at least one of your children is very good on YouTube. So
No spoiling any surprises.
this is true. This is true. So what about you, Cav? You all set?
My guys are all grown up. We're locked in. It's all about, hey, just give me the gift card and shut up. Quality kids, quality kids.
World's best dad coffee mug.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've got none of those. So what are you gonna do?
Mark's here, and one of the things that I'm hoping to see for Christmas, I don't know if it'll happen in time or not, but Mark's new book, I'm waiting for it to be shipped out.
Oh yeah,
I did order that from GMT, so I'm waiting for that to ship.
he probably personally signed it for you.
Yeah, I should have said, "Hey, Mark, sign that thing for me." But he's probably in New York right now rather than California.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, so that one I'm looking forward to. That'll be great to read along. Well, it'll go into my stack of books that I'm trying to work my way through. I've got a bunch of new books that I have just
Is it
ordered
really
in.
warm where you are? Like, I mean, it's
It is warm, and it's going to be
Yes.
warmer for Christmas. It's going to be like
Yeah.
close to 80.
Yeah.
oh, you guys do live in Texas.
Yeah, but the problem is at this time of year you get some cold, and then you get the heat come in like that, especially that weird warm push. That's going to mean that the day or two after Christmas is probably going to be severe weather. And right away, the first thing I thought of was not July. I thought of December 26th, 2015.
Right.
We
Yeah,
had that
was that when that
tornado
storm
come through
came
here.
through?
Yeah, we had that F4 tornado come through here, not far from here.
Yeah.
And don't want to see a repeat of that.
No. No.
Tornadoes
Yeah,
can go someplace else.
yeah, it's super muggy.
Yeah, definitely a little warm. But so,
Yeah.
what have you been up to, Nate?
I have been on a big World at War 85 kick.
Nice.
So I just finished a short playthrough of that one. I've got a bunch of videos already recorded up, slowly putting those up. But I've been setting up that scenario 21 from the expansion, the one that's as big as the 8 maps. And yeah, you gotta set some time aside for that because it takes a while. Get all the formation cards, pick out all the different units, and then the one pain in the ass is it takes units from storming the gap, so you got to get all that pulled out and mixed in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a big epic game, but it's going to take a lot of
That'll
work
take
to
a
get
lot
it
of
all
play.
set up.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. I
Yeah.
like the two and 3 and 4 map schedules. Yeah, awesome. That's fun.
So
There we go. All books will ship before Christmas. Awesome. And he's in Westchester right now, so. Mander's got his copy of the book.
Nice.
So, what else have you been up to, Nate, aside from that? Which is quite a bit. I mean, that's definitely a big...
I've been on a big digital kick here recently. A lot of the digital publishers had sent out codes for some of their games, Microprose and Slytherin being the big ones. Because there was the ICBM Escalation, which I've got a video to put up, but I haven't put up yet. Sea Power, Second Front. I can't remember the name of the other one. I did try to get some codes from Microprose, but I asked too late in the season, so they didn't have any giveaway codes left. I was trying to get maybe a Sea Power or two to give away, but I wasn't able to secure that one. Sorry, guys.
So let's just talk about codes and having some to give away. It's a code and it's software. So once you've made the game and you've released it and you're selling it, there's zero cost to you in terms of giving a giveaway, right?
I asked someone about that. There's it has something to do with like the distributors. So like Steam distributes the games you buy the codes from Steam. There's some type of marketing thing or a deal. They get so many codes from Steam that they get to give away, but when they're giving these out, it's not like they can just give out an infinite amount because that devalues what Steam's selling. Right?
You're not the only one that's hearing that static. I am too. Are you hearing that too, Kev?
Just on mine?
Yeah, just on yours.
Well, here, you guys talk for a sec. I'll try re-hooking it up.
Okay. So, what about you, Kev? What have you been doing?
Well, I have glass on the table, right? The grand. So we're looking at hook and tell, whatever, right? I always get the acronyms wrong.
Grand operational something.
Yeah, it's a something.
Sounds so official.
Yeah, got hook and tell up there. So we're just playing. I think it's scenario 2. I'm only combination of busy and not interested. So I haven't really got a lot done game wise this last 6 or 7 days. We were out of town over the weekend, but got that set up, played the first turn. It's all coming back to me very slowly. And then, of course, I've got Mark Herman's old Aegean Strike up, and that's all set up. I've got a scenario of that set up, ready to go. But
Nice.
have not pulled the trigger on a turn yet, but that may happen this week if we get super motivated, so that's cool.
Very cool. I got Gulf Strike. I've been thinking maybe I should pull that out, but I got to get through some other stuff first.
Yeah, it's kind of meaty, but
Yeah.
but manageable, right? It's a manageable, given the counter density and all the rest of it, versus say Red Strike, which is sort of over the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, something that you're not just going to set it up in 15 minutes and start throwing around counters. I mean, there are games for that too, but that's not one of them.
Yeah. It's a couple of days of just digging in and playing and learning.
That's the type of game. I mean, I do this with all games. Well, not all games, but pretty much all my games. But those games like that, I think, really need to have a dedicated notebook because as you play, each time you play, you want to write notes and remind yourself of what went on during the game, and then little gotcha moments that you're like, oh shit, I forgot I need to do this, or hey, I did this, maybe I should try this next time I play. A little highlighted note for yourself, and that way, as you play along, you can try different things and not repeat the same mistakes because those games you're not going to play hey, I'm going to play it now, and then I'm going to play it next. I mean, you might play it next week, but
Yeah.
then it'll sit on your
You're
shelf
not
for
going to
6 months.
probably not going to get 20. You're not going to get 20 plays.
No, no.
Unless you're fascinated with the topic, right? And the thing with like the GN Strike, for instance, is it's got these 3 impulses basically, and each impulse is the same, but the same units can do slightly different things, and so you've got to be thoughtful about your staging of your units. What are they going to do, and when are they going to do it? Are they going to do it in the first impulse, second impulse, stuff like that? So and there's a reaction impulse, and then when the enemy's reacting, you get to do things. So it's a super interesting system, but you have to be thoughtful about how you approach it, and you've got that old school Victor Games rulebook mode where it's lots of text. So I've made
that's
some
where
of
I
this.
think the notes really work because that type of game, or less than 60 miles. Less than 60 miles is another one where I think you really do need to keep notes because you got to maybe even on separate pieces of paper too, like on another notepad, have like, okay, this is my op plan. This is what I'm doing as NATO. This is what I'm doing as the pact, and then hold yourself to that. Because otherwise, we all have that thing. That wouldn't be as good a plan. Maybe I'll do this, or you allow yourself some. You keep the rigidity for the Soviets, and then you maybe are a little more open for NATO because they're more flexible. So you try to keep it within the spirit of the game. Depending on how you're playing too. And then you just study how things work out, and then what happens if the Soviets did what NATO did instead, and they kind of fought through. They gave more agency to their commanders rather than just say, "You're going to go here and that's that." So.
Did Nate get his
Nate, you got it squared away?
mic fixed?
Is it giving any static now?
No. Now
Good.
I hear you fine.
Okay. Probably just a loose connection on the back of the mic.
Yep. So Mark says, unhappy King Charles Dune, War for Arrakis, Rome Inc., and Army of the Potomac going on here. Very nice. Purple Haze on the table. I still have Purple Haze on the table. Played through.
What do you think?
I like it. I mean, it was very much like it was the first time I played when I did the preview a few years ago.
Yeah.
So I've got to get through some of the other scenarios. I just kind of went through the first one, and with the helicopter crash, which is pretty neat, but it's also very basic. Gets you into the game and gets you, in the feel for it, which I thought was pretty neat. But I want to I'm going to probably redo that again and then go from that into the second scenario, so that way I make sure I've got everything down pat, which I kind of pretty much do. But I figure if I can do that, then I'll go in the second scenario. I have more of a narrative going at that, because like the first one's kind of like, okay, yeah, let me just go through the motions, kind of, get the feel for it.
And more RPG than game, or more game than RPG?
Yeah, you're controlling an individual, right? Just one person.
You're controlling individuals. You've got a squad. Well, kind of a half squad is what you got, and you got 6 guys.
So you got just
like a fire
bigger
team?
than a fire team. Fire team versus 4.
Like a upgunned fire team, essentially. And so it's a combination really of RPG element and strategy, and then a tactical element too. It's kind of like a real hodgepodge of things, which is pretty cool. And if you like the whole idea of it does have an ambush type of feel to it, because when you're playing ambush, it's the narrative, and it's got that thing too where you're reading and it's telling you what's happening.
But does it have the same problem that ambush does, that there's no replayability to it? Or does it fix that?
I think you can do replayability with it, because it depends on like how the tokens are placed on the map when you move, or I should say when the objectives are placed.
Yeah, you get what I mean though. Like with ambush, it's always going to be the same thing at, hex 40, 23, whatever.
But you also have the benefit, if you play ambush and you don't play it for 5 years, then when you come back in 5 years, it's going to kind of be mostly fresh for you. You hope. I know for me, it'll be 5 months and I'll be like, holy crap, I never played this game. It's like, you did, dude.
Right. Well, it's kind of like a Ranger is the same way, where even in game, if you roll the same or a certain number over and over, you end up with we got held up by a log.
Yeah.
Right.
That was
Okay, that's great.
that was the thing. Oh, look at that. Mark likes that Aegean Strike. Wow, very cool. Um, that was the thing about Ranger that I'm still kind of torn on. I love the idea of the headspace you have to be in for it. You've got to
Yep.
like
Yep.
plan out your patrol and where your security halts are and things like that.
Yep.
But then even when you're like, okay, security halt here, this is going to be a smart place to have a security halt before it cross the trail or something like that, and then we'll get across it, so on and so forth, or across the stream or whatever, and then nothing happens. And you're like, oh, I was hoping something would have happened, and then
Right.
all of a sudden something happens. And then how many times do you keep hitting the same paragraph? Go to paragraph 98, and you're like, oh, paragraph 98, nothing happens.
Yeah. 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 That's it's funny though. I've only played it maybe 2 or 3 times, and each time it really inspired me to write quick little stories. So I don't know where they are now. But
And then the other one I want to get is
published them somewhere.
SAS Rogue Regiment on a table too. I want to play a
Yeah,
little.
you
it's
finally
so
got to
much
play
fun.
that, dude.
What's that?
You finally got to play it.
Well, I
bet.
will. I will when it'll probably over Christmas. I'll have
Yeah, it's
more time
fun.
then.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I may actually try and get the guy, might get my boys to play it with me, give them each a character and run through something because it's simple enough. You can just, hey, here's what we're going to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fleet series is awesome. Danny, very funny.
It's some old school.
There you go. Mark will happily sign your copy anytime he sees. Yeah, there was a Facebook post about somebody combining Gene Strike and Red Strike, which is
Someone's.
motivated.
Yeah.
What's the deal with what stream? What's wrong with the stream, Tim? And so I'm just going to go through some more comments here. And so what about you? What else you got going, Nate? Anything else?
I've got a few things I haven't started yet. I'm getting ready to. These just showed up from Compass. The little raid, the Battle of a big word, Novorossiysk, Nemesis Volume 1. It's part of their CSS series. I can't get my
Oh, really?
to show up. It won't show up on the camera. Have you
Think
guys?
you're stupid.
Have y'all played
Sorry.
this one or know anything
Put
about
it
it?
right in front of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I've played it.
I'm trying. It's
Oh yeah.
can't.
That's a CS. It's a stock web, I think.
Yeah, yes.
CSS.
Yeah, it's CSS. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
GTS after he got after let's just say after he left.
It looks like something I'll like. I don't know anything about it, so I can't comment on it yet. And then the other one is the Conquistadors, the Spanish conquest of the Americas, which
Very
looks
nice.
like it's area control. Again, it's green, so it's not showing up. They got green on.
I was super curious about that game. I'm probably going to get that at some point, but let's see you play it first and see what you think.
It'll be a little bit. I got what's it? Mirages by Volcasim. That's the next one up. It's ahead of Compass right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the one operates off the same combat system as this one, Crossing the Line.
Well, if you have any desire to learn how to play the game, the Conquistadors,
Do you do a
place
learning
you can
to
learn
play?
it.
Moe's Game Table.
Come on down to Mo's Game Table.
Free tutorials.
Yep.
Oh.
Learn to play. It's in there. It is one of the learn to play videos that we've got in there.
Is it good?
Yeah. No, it's
Okay, are the tutorials good? Or does
Well,
it
no,
get-
not the
is the
tutorial.
game good?
Oh crap! Is it doing
Uh-oh,
it?
someone's chime went off. Yeah, no, it's I think it'll help you. Oh, look at that. Achilles, I'm playing Vietnam 6575 while watching big board gaming videos on the game, so I learned his
Funny guy.
mistakes.
Is that the one by Compass?
No, that's GMT.
That's GMT.
I only played like 2 small scenarios. I played that thing when 20, 30 years ago. That's a beast.
So Tim says that he's being told he's offline. Try closing out and reopening up the.
And he's posting like a
Project.
madman,
Yeah.
so we can
Yeah.
see him.
If he's posting, he's not offline.
Oh,
No,
he's-
definitely not.
Oh, look, funny guy. He's waiting for the copy, my copy of The Last Gamble. Never gonna happen. That'll be from my dead hands.
Cold dead hands.
Yeah.
Oh no, Paul's saying you talked him into getting Fall to Brook. I hope I don't regret it.
Hey, I didn't talk anybody into it. I just said it was one of my favorite games of the year. That's all.
Yeah, and then John is saying that it's a squad of 6. Well, actually, a squad would be like 12 or
12.
13.
12, yeah.
Mostly. So it's a half squad or, like I said, a overstrength fire team, because a fire team at that point was 5, and then now it's a fire team of 4.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps is
So
dropping
so
down.
why is it a 6-man team then? Why did they do that instead of 5?
So that way you had a little bit of
Before.
everything.
Okay.
You had a corpsman, you had a machine gunner, you had a radio guy, you had your
see.
squad leader. You had a little bit of everything.
Right.
Oh, here you go. Squad leader, radio, M60, engineer, corpsman.
Makes sense. Okay. All right.
Got an ambient fireplace with the fire going. Nice. Oh, that sucks. Sinus headaches do suck.
Tendonitis discomfort. I live with that. Next.
This is a valid question from Mark. If you played the Ambush 35 scenarios, is replayability really an issue?
Yeah, really.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's
If
a
you played
fair
35 scenarios, I think you got your playability out of that game.
Yeah.
But like I said, though, I still stand by it. If you play, I mean, how many times we play a game, put it on the shelf, we don't touch it for years, literally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or longer years.
Sure.
So if you put it up there and you're like, oh yeah, I haven't played this in 5 or 10 years, it's going to be mostly fresh again. You're going to remember some parts of it, but overall, it's still going to be something that nostalgia will kick in. Number one, number two, especially if you had a great time the first time, and then of course the second thing will be most of it will seem fresh again, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's what, 3, 4 expansions for it?
Yeah, except for
Sure.
the Marine Corps one. There's only the one.
Yeah. Leathernecks. It's Battle Hymn and Leathernecks.
Yep. So, Mark says, I need an intervention. Seriously considering setting up Pacific War strategic scenario.
That's
Don't
awesome.
do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, it was actually a toss-up between Pacific War and Aegean Strike, and I chose Aegean Strike.
Nice.
So I want to get PW up soon. Oh, there's Bam retired. Hey, man, what's going on?
He said he's got a copy of Rogue Regiment Kickstarter. Thanks for helping me drain the bank account, Kev.
Rogue Regiment's worth it.
Oh,
That was my top of the year.
I'm making people buy things.
I like Achilles here. He says, Mark, well, the designer says you shouldn't do that, sir.
Truth.
Okay, so everybody else seems to be doing good on their stream. That's what I wanted to see. And then, of course, Tim was saying about the last gamble to arrive. Kev sold it to you. I don't think that's going to be the case. You were just talking about that.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm trying to catch up here. I'm way behind. So, Kev, what do you got going?
I just told you.
Oh, what else do we got going? What else do you got going?
Dude, you know me. Oh, so I am playing RDM 44.
See, I knew you had something else. You had RDN
Yeah,
44.
Simonich's title. We're grinding our way. We're on the December 22 p.m. turn, and it's all working out historically. So it's entirely frustrating for the Germans, and it's I've realized that the Zoc-bomb system really does just favor the defender enormously in every single module. All you need to do is just throw units into the grinder, and then you're good to go.
Now, this is very accurate. Mark says he playtested all the ambush scenarios beyond the fact he got shot at by Germans and Japanese. I remember nothing. And then Mark says he's feeling the love from Kev this season. So you're going to get motivated and put Pacific War up there too?
Oh, I'm going to do the strategic scenario. I'm going to do it between Christmas and New Year's and knock it out.
Which
That'll
Pacific
be,
War, though?
Bang, no
Well,
problem.
there is only one Pacific War, and there is war in the Pacific.
There's the War Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, they leave out the
That's
word
the
in.
series called The War from Compass Games, which is a big strategic piece of thing with,
That's the global thing.
Resource points and all that sort of stuff. If you like a strategic game, if you like that, that's awesome. Yeah, not for me. No, I'll be doing some sort of operational scenario at some point. Probably something with more land-based combat than anything. That all has naval in it, but I had something in mind, but we'll wait until the new year. That'll be the new year.
And
Because they
then
haven't done any Pacific stuff in ages.
nice. And someone did more mention that we've got the next one in the C3 series coming out, In a Dark Wood. That is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, that cover, that cover is awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, I said to him, you really need to get prints made of that cover because that is a sharp looking cover.
Yeah, without any of the branding on it, it would just be cool to have that cover. That is awesome. I
Yes.
actually like the. It's very dark. I like the Die Fest on Hamburg one as well. It's pretty cool
Yes.
with the
Yeah.
mask. Yeah,
All of the covers really are great because they're
thematic.
very bleak, dramatic.
Yeah,
They're very compelling covers because they really make you go, yeah, this is a serious topic. You know, when you're looking at it, which I
well,
think is
even
awesome.
even Under the Iron Sky series, like the Sacred Oil
Mhm.
and freaking Northern Lights
Deadly Northern Lights, yeah,
with the Helo landing. God,
yeah,
in the
that was
snow.
super cool. Yeah, super
I
cool.
was like, give me 4 copies, right? It's how much?
Okay, make it two,
Yeah, yeah.
three.
Yeah.
OST Volume 2 on the table. Very nice.
Nice. Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, the good thing is Mark says he plays Pacific War solo, and he does have an insider
He might have an
line
inside edge there.
with the designer. So
He's allowed to.
there will be CQB Waterloo and Bulge versions of Point Blank.
CQB. So that's going to be. Is the CQB Waterloo? Is that the card game that they're doing, or is that a tactical kind of like the Huguenot from Command Magazine type of thing? What is that, Jeff? Don't just post shit and not say something specific. And the Bulls version of Point Blank, Point Blank's just too much for me. It's
What, too
it's,
A lot of
complex?
cards.
it's just a lot of cards, and it's like it's like it's like Ambush on steroids. So it's like
Mhm.
it's
Well, it's like Warfighter on steroids, but
Yeah, that's a better
with a
analogy.
lot more,
maybe
with a
that's a
lot
better-
more
maybe that's
tactical
better.
aspects to it. A lot
super
more
detailed.
tactical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a new direction of movement because in Warfighter you're just going in one direction.
Mhm.
Now you've got a 2D-ish map
Yeah. Yeah.
laid out.
Yeah.
You know, it
Look,
really
yeah.
does change it up.
Warfighter's fun. The most fun for Warfighter is doing your loadout. And I've only played the World War II one, but the rest of it's just beer and pretzels, kind of goofy shit, right? I mean, it's not.
You never heard people complain about that though? I saw
What?
some posts on Facebook. Dude was just complaining, saying how much he hated setting up his units, and there should just be a
That's the whole point
standard.
of it.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, kitting out your guys is like the point
That's
of
about
the
the
game.
only fun thing. And now in the modern one, it's even cooler, right? I've seen that. That's kind of fun. But then you run down this track and you're 4 feet from the bunker, and oh, I found some ammo. Oh my gosh, lucky me. Who knew?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay,
Yeah, that
goodbye.
is one of the. I agree. I'm one of those that I'm not a big fan of the kitting out part. I know a lot of people love it.
Yeah.
I'm just a type. I'm just like, just give me my stuff. I want to get into the fight, and I'll just throw stuff in there. I'm like, okay, yeah, you get a pistol, you get a rifle, you get
Like, think
ammo,
about it,
such
like
a-
Sherman Leader, right? Sherman Leader,
Mhm.
Corsair Leader. The whole premise is commanding and controlling like your squadron or your group of tanks or
Sure.
your vehicles, infantry, whatever. Like setting up and picking the right units for the right jobs and the right
Yeah, but
pilots.
But that's different for an air mission, right? I mean, like if you're
Yeah.
on like with Phantom Leader is awesome. I love that game. It's super fun. I had zero. I tried playing Zero Fighter, and for some reason,
I thought
there's still
Corsair was
mistake-
good.
Well, there's still mistakes. There's still mistakes on the charts from the very first time they released the freaking game. I just like making it. Anyway, I think setting up your I guess not a squadron, but your flight, and then kitting that out to go do the bomb run, whatever it is, that makes sense. But you don't want to spend half the game trying to decide between 1 or 2 grenades, right? Or how many mags should I get? When in the end, it really doesn't matter because you're going to get free stuff all along the way.
Yeah.
Little mystery boxes, right? So, oh look,
See, what I think would be cool would be doing something like, okay, what are you going to take for your loadout? Okay, I'm going to take 4 mags. It's like, who goes out in the combat in 4 mags? I mean, it's like staying guard duty with 4 mags. You know, you're going to go like 8 or 10 minimum.
right, right,
You want to be as loaded down as you can be. And then, of course,
right,
I mean, it's going to be your standard combat load, like 8 or 10 mags, at least
Right.
2 frags,
right,
a smoke if you can get one. What do you call it? Flare if you can get one of those. And you know, smoke. You try to disperse that amongst team as much as you can, but it's going to be a pretty standard loadout if you're taking
right,
a squad out in the field. So
right. Or especially if you're going to do like in the modern stuff, you're doing a capture and kill. It's either capture
Yeah.
or it's kill. So you're just doing door banger stuff. So it's
Mhm.
whatever this kind of standard kit, right?
yeah, if you're doing like something like, well, okay, we're going to sneak and peek, we're going to get in there, going to go in as quiet as possible. Stealth is key, and we're going to grab this guy and get an HVT and run. All right, then you might go lighter because if loadout affects your speed and affects your stealth, then you would do that. But
Sure.
I don't know if
That
it
doesn't
really
that,
would
that
affect
doesn't
it.
factor that doesn't factor into the game.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I think with Warfighter, especially the modern version, it got a little cumbersome there at the end of it because there's so many expansions that if you have those, the amount of options you have are almost unending. So I could see that being a problem. Like
Right.
there's too much choice,
Right.
at a certain
We,
point.
I remember a buddy of mine trying to teach me, and I had two friends in, one from Australia, one in from England. They came to Austin, and we are going up to Seattle to go to a con. And so we all met at the game store and had some beers with us, and we're sitting down, and this guy's trying to teach us, and he starts pulling out these piles of cards. And he's like, okay, now here's what you're going to do. And 45 minutes later, after explaining the game and getting our kit out, we got ready. And the Australian guy and the English guy and I were sitting there just A, taking the piss out of the game, and B, laughing our asses off at how just ridiculous. All these cards are all in sleeves and they're flying everywhere. The guy was teaching us was getting all pissed off because we're mixing the decks up. And he's like, no, that's the finished ones. Don't touch them. Like, oh, sorry, dude. Grenade's a grenade, right? No, it's not. It's a finished grenade.
It's in a different pack. I need it in a different thing. Yeah.
I've got a sleeve. Oh, that's right.
I remember that. John bought my copy of Corsair Leader, and he actually opened it on camera.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the Compass Discord one night. And it was funny because I saw it when it popped out of the last time I had seen it was when I put it in the box. So he literally had just received it.
That's awesome.
So it was kind of cool. And it went from Texas to the Philippines. So pretty neat.
Very cool.
But so, speaking of games, I heard Santa Grog is going to be here tonight, as he is every year.
Yeah.
So, who wants to go first?
Well,
Gimpy, you want to go first?
But I've got a fair amount of stuff to
We'll
get
do
out.
one. We'll do one.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna do them all at once. I'm saving the big one for last. So
Yeah, keep that thing away.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got codes for Starship Troopers, Terran Command, and Panzer General 2. No, not Panzer
Panzer
General.
Corps.
Panzer Corps.
Cool.
Panzer Corps 2. So I got a few codes for each. What do you want to do? Let's do the questions like we did last year.
Okay, come up with a question.
They're your games.
It's your
Okay, all right.
So we do have a Whiskey Charlie official cocktail, though. It's whiskey in a glass.
Oh,
Santa Grog. Yeah,
Like
there you
that.
go.
I have my Santa T-shirt on.
Oh, very nice. Very
See,
nice.
it's got
So you're
horns. Oh, it's a samurai. Never mind.
the samurai claws.
All right,
So
so
go ahead.
question. We'll do, and actually I mentioned this earlier, so it should be easy. First up for Starship Troopers, Terran Command. What was the game that I listed as my top game of the year? I just put up a video on the top game or top games. So which one was number one? And I remember I mentioned this earlier in the show, actually.
Oh, no one was listening. What you said? What was it? Sorry.
What game did I list as top of the year?
No, it doesn't.
He was busting your chops because
Oh,
I'm
busting
doing all
your
these
chops.
things about whiskey. I'm sidetracked with whiskey talk right now.
Chris got it.
Oh,
Oh, boom.
Yeah.
Sass Rogue Regiment.
That was
your
the
game of the
top.
year?
Yeah, that was my game of the year.
That's
At
up a grog now.
Chris, email me. The emails in the bottom of all my videos in the description, and just contact me there, and I'll send you the code for it.
Sour cherry schnapps and lemonade.
Oh.
And then, of
doesn't
course,
sound
we
good.
can't have Nordic here without Korean Camping Girl. And Mark's official drink is scotch, whiskey
Very
in a
nice.
jar. And then this one, generally without. I like it neat,
Yeah.
just straight out of the bottle. I'm not even a splash of water type of guy generally.
You just put a straw in the bottle, don't you?
Yeah, actually, I just nibble on it.
Off camera. Off camera.
But I mean, I just like it neat most of the time. But there are some that I will drink with a single ice cube. You know, I just will like it with an ice cube because it does cut some of the, especially if it's a rye.
Right.
Although the Lukenbach that you turned me on to, that was actually a really good one. Because
Oh, cool.
rye,
Glad you liked it, man. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I went and I found it local and I went and bought a
that's
bottle
awesome.
because I was like,
That's
this is
awesome.
great. And his rye, for some reason, just gives me heartburn like immediately.
It's the grass. It's the rye. It's spicy.
It's just too spicy for me, and it's like, ooh. But if I put ice in it, that will cut some of that down, and I let it sit for like a minute or two, and then kind of water it down a little bit. Then it will not burn as much. I mean, it'll burn, but it won't give me that
Right.
heartburn, which is important. So,
Very cool. Well, so should we
Glenfiddich.
should
Your
we
turn.
keep the theme? Should we
Yeah.
keep the theme going?
Yeah.
Because I have a
Yeah.
game that's in the theme of Starship, whatever it was.
Your
So,
turn.
But mine's actually a war game.
Raider
Oh.
Drop Zone.
Yeah. So, question for first person to, whatever. Should we just do first person, or shall we?
Do it however you want.
We can do it however we want. So let's get the first 5 folks that give the correct answer, because this should be super easy since I almost said it. What game, what what movie, and or what Avalon Hill game is this thematically linked to?
Ooh.
Raider Drop Zone.
Would that be? Well, no, I can't say it.
Rico is
I was
in
going
the
to say
movie.
bugs, Mr. Rico.
There we go. John Sire's got one.
Zillions of them.
Damn Tim, funny guy. He needs to get one for just for Mark Herman's. Is that correct? I mean, we're not asking hard questions here, guys.
So who wins it?
I know. I said first 5. We're going to do a random pick.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, there's a random picker tool in.
Let's see.
I didn't see that anywhere in my version of the
Let me see if I can.
StreamYard. Anyway, let me. So we've got. All right. You can all stop now because we have more than 5. So I'm just going to make a note. John Sire. E4. Mark Herman, if you're interested, we'll actually include you in the running. If you're interested, we can ship it to you. And let's see. That's 3.
Danny's the next one.
Danny, you said, does it have any skinny in it?
No, I thought I saw him.
Skinny.
Yeah, I am gonna roll a die, but just stand by, guys. It's all good. Nordic is the next one for. Let me
Okay.
let me grab it. Let me grab a die. Oh, here we go.
Oh, you're gonna do it that way? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay, man. I just realized.
Because I pulled up.
He's
the
going to
gateway.
all this extra trouble.
As the wise men. Here we go. As the wise
Oh.
men have said.
You may have a dice or two there.
Yeah. Okay. It's number 2, so let's see.
That
John
was
was first.
E4.
E4 Airman.
Nice.
Should
So-
he
E4 airman.
contact you?
Big
Email
boy.
you?
Oh no, he should just mentally send me his address. Of course. Bigboardgaming at Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Send me an email and we'll get it shipped out to you.
And or just hit us up on YouTube if you see us on YouTube.
What-
Yeah.
But
What
not
does
on
Santa
YouTube.
Mo have?
Let's see. What should I give today? Let's see. Let's see if we have. I'm gonna see if anybody knows this game off the top of their head. If they do, and they don't already have it, then they will just win it outright. Otherwise, we'll see if we can get a pick going here. But there was a forgotten campaign in World War II in the Pacific. What was it?
Forgotten campaign.
It's actually the name of the game too.
Forgotten campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Forgotten battle or campaign?
Campaign.
Burma.
Wrong, sir.
Aleutians.
The Aleutians? No.
Good guess.
It starts with a B and it's not Burma. And it's not Buna either. Nordic wins. No.
Put in-
And
Borneo.
it's not Borneo.
How many-
O is the second letter. Operation, or the, not Operation, it was not Operation Nemesis, it was Bougainville. Bougainville campaign. So it's Bougainville, the Forgotten Battle. Does anybody remember this one?
I mean, I'm well
Yes,
aware.
not. Oh, there we go. Hexy gets it.
Hexy. Sexy Hexy.
So, Jeff, I will get with you, and I will send you a copy of this.
Win a chicken dinner. There you go.
So, there we go. And so, next topic.
Next topic.
This is driving me nuts.
Yeah, what you can
Green
actually do
Camping Girl should be the answer to all
is,
questions.
is mute your phone before you get online.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. Obviously.
Squeeze me.
Jeff says I won something? Yes, you did, Jeff. You win an all expense paid to Bougainville. All expense paid to Bougainville.
John Size said to spelling now because he spelled it wrong. Yeah, he spelled it the redneck way. Though, dude. So,
Yeah, I understood what he meant.
Bougainville.
Bougainville.
Don't be a
All
bogan.
I gotta think of a question.
Oh, good grief. We'll be here all fucking night.
Jeff
well,
says,
you might
Kev makes
be
me
here.
pay for his games.
Yeah, I do make you pay for the games.
Damn, what's a good question for it? I'm kind of lost. Y'all give me a good question to ask.
Well, we know what the freaking game is, bro.
Who's the coolest guy on Whiskey Charlie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's already known.
Who's giving away the game now?
Oh.
Nate is.
I hadn't even said what game it is. Panzer Corps 2. That's the next one up. Retail code
Oh,
for Panzer
On
Corps
what
2.
front was Panzer Corps 2 focused?
Well, there's expansions
On the
out for
Panzer
it.
front.
On the Panzer front.
All right.
What does Panzer mean?
What company released Panzer Corps 2? We'll go with that. Nice and simple.
Korean front.
The
First
was
one
the Korean
answer wins it.
front. They're catching up on the wise ass questions. Mannering Mike says Matrix.
Well, I guess that does count because technically they're like the same company.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
Danny says Slytherin.
we'll
He's
take
taking Hogwarts.
we'll take Mike's answer. Slytherin, Matrix games, they're pretty much the same thing. So yeah, Mike, email me TheGimpyGamer at Yahoo. and I will get the code sent over in your direction, buddy.
I'm not entering
Oh.
any of these contests. I'm saving all my luck up for the Mega Millions Lotto drawing. I agree with you. That's a good
Yeah.
choice.
What's the stupid tax worth at the moment? Does anybody know? Is it up to $1 billion yet?
Is
I
it-
only enter if it's $1 billion because
Is it
Let me
Cy?
see.
You said you call him John Cy.
C, is it not, John? Let me see here. Let me see here. Lotto.
John.
syphilis.
The Y is silent. Are you looking up how to pronounce it?
No, Lotto. I'm looking to see what the Lotto is. 53.25 million.
Yeah. Jump change.
Yeah. Okay, so you got your winner,
Yeah,
Kev.
Mike.
Okay, so things are racing along here. This is great. Okay, excellent. Let me see if I can pump this up. What? This is 1793, and it's from Sound of Drums Games. It's slightly punched, mainly because of me having a look at the components. Which revolution does this game refer to? First 6 people to get it right, I'll put you in the draw, noting that it's a strategy / more of a strategic Euro style.
Strategery.
Strategery as opposed to war. It's 1,
Actually,
2,
Nordic is.
3. Hey, is that Octavian from Board Game Geek?
I doubt it. I would seriously doubt it.
I would just like to know.
You're definitely not Octavian from Board Game Geek, right? Okay, good. Because if you were, you could fuck right the hell off.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, you would not be included in the draw. There's no way I'm shipping anything to
And I think he knows that. That's why he made sure. No, I'm not him.
No, it's not me.
I think you got your 6 there, Kev.
All right, okay, stop. We're good enough. How many? Oh man, we need to get a bigger die. Where did we get?
I'm not that guy who made an
Nordic.
unfortunate
1,
name choice.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Fango 6.
Then go 6. There we go. Okay. And he doesn't roll it off the table. Dang it! It's a 2 again. I hate that die. It is. So that was Nordic was first. John.
Yeah, John.
John's in the Philippines. John, you're paying half. You're paying half the shipping, bro. It's a heavy game. Oh wait, you got? Does he have that? John, do you have that US Dropbox thingy?
Yeah.
You're good to go. Okay, then you're fine. Send me an email, bigboardgaming at Gmail. It's all you. Congratulations, winner. I only have one more game to give away, by the way, but it's a doozy, and it's also unpunched, and it is relatively expensive and out of print.
Oh, nice.
How many you got left, Mo?
Modern Warfare 1. Ooh. I may have to enter that one. Actually, before I go any further, Mega Millions is estimated jackpot right now is 760 million.
Oh, okay. When it gets to
Now
a
I'm
billion, I'll buy a
interested.
ticket. Yeah, I'll buy a ticket.
So
This
I
week.
will say, what would be a good question for this? There was an Irish rebellion in 1798. What was it called? First one gets it. Everyone typing fast.
I think I actually know this.
Not Abel Orchard. Not the Potato Wars. Vinegar Hill. Potato Gun Wars. Danny Sakari, the Irish Rebellion. I said that. It was an Irish Rebellion in 1798. What was it known as? Manders. Whoops, wrong. There we go. Wolftone Rebellion. You won yourself a copy of Wolftone Rebellion. Unless you already have it and you don't want it, we can give it to someone else. But I do like this one, it's Peeler War and the Whiskey Rebellion. But
I
Manders,
love
just
it.
send me your info unless you don't want that, and then you can let me know. So let's move on to another topic. We will save some of these other games
Yeah.
for
What, are
the
we,
next.
what else are we talking about?
I don't know. I didn't have anything else planned after that, but let's see. Let's ask the audience what topic do they want to talk or want us to
Yeah.
talk about
And as
aside from
Philip,
whiskey and
Drones
let you
over
know
New
that,
Jersey.
I put an extra bookcase in right there.
oh, very nice.
So I was running out of room. I really need to sell some games. I am at quota.
Me too. I'm kind of in the same boat, so I'm needing to free up some space. That's why I started selling some games. And yeah, Unconditional Surrender was one. I'm sorry, Nate.
That one's not one you can sell. You got to have that in your collection to be considered grognard. We got to take your card.
Oh, geez.
Oh, jeez, give me a break. The Push
That
Me
one-
Pull You war game?
I like that one. It's one of my first favorites from when I first started getting into wargaming.
Well,
It-
there you go. Nostalgia value.
Yeah, it's
What,
got
when you-
massive nostalgia value for
When
me.
you were 12. I like the political aspects of that game. The combat stuff sucks.
I think it's better if you kind of house rule it and just play it the way you want instead of certain countries having to join certain factions. Just let them do whatever. Let units go wherever. Just play it however you want. If Spanish troops end up in the Middle East, oh well.
What is John?
First game you'll play in 2025. What was that?
Oh, I know.
It's
It's okay.
just-
Carry on. It's questions.
Some-
Carry on. You're good.
Some topic questions. So first game you'll play in 2025. Being that it's pretty close to.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get a GN Strike finished, so that will be the continuation. But first game, yeah.
First game you'll finish in 2025. Might be.
Yeah, let's get right finish. And as for new ones, I really am missing my ancients. I haven't touched ancients in a while, and I have not touched Pacific War in a while. So it'll be one of those two themed, unless I get something shiny and new. Because that's me. That's what I would be interested in.
Nate?
I don't really have a choice. That's getting taken from me. It's going to be Mirages, and then the Little Land, and then the Conquistadors, and then the World War '85. That one's going to just be ongoing since it's so large. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do on that one.
Well, the good thing is you have multiple tables, don't you? So you can set up
Yeah.
multiple things at once.
I've got it set up in the spare room. That way I can just leave it up, and if I want to film it, just go in there, film some of it. I mean, it's too big. I can't film a whole turn in one video. I mean, there's 30 cards for each side. All the
Is it really that big?
there's a lot. I'll take
I
some
haven't really
pictures. I'll
looked at it.
show it to you. Best way I'm doing it is going through the scenario book and going page by page, finding the formation card, pulling out all the units that go with that formation, stacking it, moving it to the side, get all one side, doing all the other, and then trying to get the ones from Storm the Gap. Now, love you too. But yeah, my time's pretty well spoken for the first little bit of 2025. I am looking forward to Broken Arrow releasing, but that's not going to happen until the summer, sadly enough.
What is that?
That's the it's Third World War strategy or tactical video game coming up. It's very similar to
okay.
what's it called, Warno.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Cold War gone hot, but they've done a really good job with it, and it's going to have a single player campaign plus the multiplayer. So like Warno's known for its multiplayer, but it doesn't really have much of a single player campaign.
Right.
Broken Arrow, I think, is gonna.
I am playing Reforger. I'm buying that, the new ARM A3 module. My son and I are going to play that online together when he's in college. So that's the only PC game I'm digging into at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's well, other than obviously if we get to play Fallujah together, but
Yeah.
he's excited about playing that. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
I did download the other day. When it comes to computer games, I'm giving new life to an older game. I had held off for the longest time, and then finally just said, "The hell with it." I went and got the realism mod for Cold Waters, and that
Ah,
definitely changes things up quite a bit, and I'm digging it because it's like
oh, that's
now,
cool.
now you screw up, you die real easy. And I was
I
like,
love it.
oh, this is much better now. You know, they can find you a lot easier, so you can't screw up, and it's a lot more fun.
Well, I mean, the base game's fun. You don't have to mod
Oh
it.
no, it's a blast. It's a blast, but after a while, you start kind of getting a feel for where you can push it and where you can't.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, it's like, I can do this, and I'm going to get away from them. Like for example, the Soviet snapshots suck. I mean, snapshots as a general rule are not the best, but it's like if you fire down the target bearing, and if they're fairly close, then there's a good chance they're going to hit you. But if they're not, then they can outrun, they can go deep, they can whatever get above a layer or something like that. Try to evade the torpedo easier, but it's like okay, well, if I'm within 3,000, 4,000 yards, that's pretty close. So I should not necessarily be able to evade a snapshot down my bearing that quickly or that easily every time, in my opinion. I mean, there should be the occasional one that still gets me. But so now with that new realism on, I'm having fun with that. And then of course they just released a new patch for 6 Days in Fallujah. Got to check that out. And that's
Another
supposed to,
patch?
yeah, it's supposed to adjust the AI for the solo mode. I
Ah,
don't know if they've
interesting.
changed any of the AI for the enemy or not, but the AI for the enemy is really good. I still think the coolest thing that they added in, one of the coolest things they've added in, is when they start blowing the whistles. When you're out there and you're in the middle of a fight, you start getting into a good firefight with a couple of them, and then they
Right.
start coming out of the woodwork and they start blowing the whistles, and there's more and more, and you get like, oh, first I thought it was two or three, now there's like nine, 10 of them.
Oh, that's sweet. I have
Like,
not heard that yet. I've only played
oh, you
with
haven't?
AI one time, the new
Oh,
AI stuff.
it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's like, oh yeah, it's on now, like Donkey Kong.
That just, it
Now
doesn't
you're
seem very accurate. They didn't fight like that.
no, but it's cool that they've added that in the game. That they
I mean,
because I mean for
it's a video
communication, that
game.
would
You
be
need some aggression. I get it.
yeah.
But in real life, they didn't just come running at us bonsai style, like a
No, they
Japanese
don't run
It's
at
suicide
you
not
bomber.
bonsai
lifestyle.
style.
They reinforce each other. Like instead of just having two or three that you're engaging, and then maybe two or three over here, the two or three they start blowing whistles, and then more of them start coming out of other buildings, and they kind of join in. It's like, hey, we got them on the run, or they think that they've got the upper hand. They're gonna try to get more guns in the fight, which is what they do. And it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's pretty cool, especially if it's at night, because at night, you got those star clusters up there, the flares. You're
Yep.
just like, and it's only up there for a certain amount of time till the parachute wears out and it goes down. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool when you hear them talking and yelling and firing at you. It's pretty cool. It's definitely eerie as hell, and it really gives it a really interesting air of ambiance to it.
Yeah, we gotta try that out again.
I've been saying, let's play. You guys
Oh
are
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been offline, but yeah, we should. I mean, over the Christmas break, let's try and get something together.
Yeah, I've been. And that was the one thing I'm jealous of you guys. I don't have the space right now in this house to have a second table. That's one of the things when I retire, I definitely want to have
Game room.
more space where I can
Yeah,
have two or
yeah.
three tables and I can have a couple games set out so I can be like, this is a long term game. This over
Yeah.
here is a short term game, and this here is just a let's play it tonight game.
Well,
Yeah.
some of it's just too big to set up on a one game table,
True.
right? Especially some of those monsters. I mean, that World at War 85 one,
Mm-hmm.
it's way bigger than a 2x4 table, right? You need
Yes.
a lot more space with
Oh, yeah.
with something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I've got, I'm lucky. I've got 3 tables back there. I'm probably going to get one more of the wooden ones, but it gives me enough. I've got 4x8 or shoot 4x10 if I.
Hey,
if I
shut
do-
up, Mark.
If I do it right.
Saying it, if the mythical tutorial videos ever appear, they
Well,
are.
yeah.
They are definitely, they're not mythical. I'll tell you
How
that.
many videos are there, Mo?
Oh,
They
have to
may
be a,
grow.
a lot. Yeah. And these
May
aren't
grow.
short videos either.
Some of them are just a few minutes, but most of them are in the 5 to 10 minute range. Then there are others that are longer.
More
Um,
than 40 videos?
yeah, there's currently 60, and it may grow to 66.
Yes,
By the time we're done.
yes.
Yeah, dude,
Had,
my
had
Lock
a,
and Load Publishing boot camp series, it's 60 plus videos. Forget exactly. It's
yeah,
like 63. It
Yeah.
takes a
well,
lot of time and effort to get one of those done. So I definitely feel your pain.
The funny thing
crazy
is,
stuff.
Cube Smart, or the Cube for me, I think is what you're thinking of. The Cube for me trays. These are the guys from Poland that I think about 4 or 5 years ago, I found these guys' trays through hobby gamers. They were using it for 18xx games. And I was like, wow, you guys should look at getting into the war game market because these are really cool trays. Because I bought some and I was like, I bought like two or three just to check them out, see if they'd work. And I was like, wow, these would be great for war game trays. And here they are a few years later. Everybody's just discovering them and they're the greatest, the next great thing in war game trays.
That's
I remember
awesome.
when they were 18xx trays, and they were cool then. The only thing is they're in Poland, so it was a little bit of a delay in getting them
Right.
here. No, but they're not bad. Only a couple weeks. So
The trays. Who cares when I turn up, right?
yes, that's true. And there you go. Nordic says he wants the sniper rifle in that game. Which game is that? Is that in 6 Days in Fallujah? There is no sniper rifle in that. You're a
No.
four-man. You're a four-man fire team. Just read through page 3 of the Air and Armor rulebook. It's coming soon. Yes, it
Yeah,
will.
yeah, and that's just the introduction telling you how it's going to be a longer rule book than usual.
The thing is with that is which was part of the there's a couple of things that delayed it. Number one is Bruce is working on not only Wurzburg, which is the one that came out, but then Fifth Corps, BAOR, and there were things that needed to be tied up so that way that can go into production that he had to take care of first before he can even get started on these videos, which
Right.
actually kind of worked hand in hand with the other project I was working on, which was The Last Gamble, which was a 5 video series. And that was another one that was very time consuming. And there were a lot of redos on that. So this one, there's not a lot of redos. We got one round of edits that we're actually going through now.
That's cool.
And I'm over halfway done with them. So I'm just waiting for the rest of them from Bruce, and then I can knock those out. So hopefully we can get those done. Now the Cube for Me trays are not customized for each game. They're suggesting custom sizes for each game based on what the counter density is in the game and stuff like that. And they have different size trays. They have like a 12, a 20, maybe 25, well, 1, 2. And so I even went so far as to, with those and the Aegis trays, I've actually made the tray dividers too, because I like dividing up the counters in the trays. That way it's easier just to pull what you need. But in the
Sure.
Cube for Me trays, they're a little more narrow, so it won't work as cleanly in those as it does like in the DMT trays and Aegis trays. So, but I still like having them in there.
I've got so many duty trays. I don't need
Yeah, I think
anything else.
I should be in good shape for trays for the rest of my life at this point with all the trays I've got on hand, including the Cube for Me trays. So.
Most of the games these days, I'll tray it to play it, and then I bag it up and label it by this.
Really? Oh, I
Yeah.
put it in the tray. It stays in the tray because I try to make it so that way I can set it up faster. I know the teardown is going to be longer, but I'd rather have the setup faster and tear down longer than.
Well, I'll often do the like if I know I'm going to play a scenario again, then I'll probably bag up that scenario and have that set aside, and then I'll just bag the rest by formation. I do pretty detailed bagging. I'm a detail bag.
Detail bagger. All right, I got another one. I got another game I want to give away. Let's see here. I'm going to make sure this has got everything. It does. Yes, it does. This is an interesting one. If anybody can remember what the topic of this game is, you'll be the first one that can remember the topic of this game will win. It is war by television. And I'll put this up here like this, war by television, and there is a subtitle to it, which everyone's going to BGG now and go, war by television, what is it? So we'll see who gets that first, and they will win that one. Nordic is going to win something just for saying Korean camping girls. It is not Vietnam. It is not AIW. It is not 7 Days War. It is not Desert Storm. Oh, John wins. Kosovo. He got the BGG before everybody else did. So it's Kosovo, 1999.
It wouldn't let me post mine. Email address.
Oh, sorry, Christoph. The question was, just so you were aware of it, you don't feel left out, even though you kind of were. I was like, this here, War by Television, what is the topic that it was on? And it was Kosovo, is what it was, location. So don't worry, there's more.
All right. Well, I got plenty of those codes, so let me go ahead and give another one out.
Punch them out.
All right, we'll do another Panzer Corps 2 by Slytherin. If you want to enter for a chance for one of those, or not a chance, if you get the answer right, you win. What was the name of the bar where the Marine Corps was formed? Marines will have an advantage on this.
I know it was a gay bar, but what was the name of it?
No, that was where the Australian Army was founded.
Oh, that's the Australian Army. I know.
Yeah.
You always get those two mixed up. Silly me.
They kept confusing their mates with their mates.
Yeah, really.
Ah, Nick.
Oh, Nick with the win. Of course, Nick, you better get the win.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's going to be the easy win right there.
That's easy peasy.
Nick, email me. It's in the description of all my videos. Yeah, you've emailed me before anyway, but
Although I do like
TheGimpyGamer
this one
at Yahoo.
by Meandering Mike. Chewy Crayon Canteen.
That's its nickname now.
Yeah, Korean strippers or us bar.
Do another one, Jim.
All right, we'll do
another
one for Starship Troopers because I got some of those.
That made me laugh when Kev said, "Do another one, do another one, babe."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm just going to trivia now, so we're gonna do. Oh, I'm trying to think.
What is
Okay, hold up. I got one. This will work. Military
What
history.
number am I thinking of?
There are 2 Marines who got 2 Medals of Honor. Name either one. If you want to win a copy of Starship Troopers.
That's a Google question.
Mo, you should know this. You can't just spat it off.
Well, he can't answer.
I can't answer anyway.
Well, I'm not asking you to. I'm
I
just
already
saying.
have that game anyway.
You would know the answer. You should know. Every Marine learns this.
I would have said Barcelona.
Nope.
Come on, you sons of bitches! You want to live forever?
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
not Chesty Puller.
in the woods, right?
Chesty Puller got 5 Navy Crosses. He did not get 2 Medals of Honor.
I'll give you 2 major hints. Come on, you sons of bitches! You want to live forever? And then the other one is war is a racket. Mark.
Ah, yes, Mark. You got it. Dan Daly. That is the first one. So, Mark, email me at TheGimpyGamer at Yahoo. It's in the description of all my videos. Remind me of which game you won, and I will send the code your direction, buddy.
You got another one?
I've just got
Okay.
the codes and the maps. What do you got left, Mo?
Let's see.
How many more codes do you have to go?
I think they gave me like 4 of each. How many have I given away?
4.
Have you been keeping track?
2 of
No.
each. 2 of each. You
So
have
I've
two
got
of each.
2 of each. So yeah, I got 2 of each left.
Okay. So, okay, let's see. What would be a good question for this one?
Stick with the military history.
Yeah.
Shit,
I
these
could
guys
s-
should know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one for this one, though. I really don't know one for this one off the top of my head. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to come back to that here in a minute. I'm going to try to think of a better question. So, okay. So we'll go on to the next thing. What's the next topic up here in the topic list? We had first game we're going to be playing in 2025. Oh, games we're looking forward to next year. Kev?
Oh man, I would have to look at the list. I don't
Me
even
too.
know what I have pre-ordered. Because I have nothing pre-ordered. I mean, nothing.
Me neither.
I guess I'm GMT's Next War Taiwan. I am, hoping that comes out next year.
Mm.
I don't know that I have a lot of Compass stuff pre-ordered. I just haven't seen a lot of stuff that's on top of mind. I mean, I'm bizarrely, I'm getting Air and Armor's second volume, just because I'm hoping the rulebook will be better. I don't have any Legion games pre-ordered. I don't
You
have.
didn't like pre-order Belly?
No, I don't think so. No, if what's that guy's name that had designed that game?
Oh, what do I want?
Brian.
Chris? No, let me go to Legion's thing here.
He's doing some games on Compass too, right?
Yes. Let me see.
Why can't I remember his name? It's not Matt. It's dang it. I couldn't brain fart.
Hey, so am I. It's Silent Dead series. Belly.
Yeah. Who is that?
Oh, come on. Why is that?
I've got a couple of his games right here.
Drive on Voronezh is another one that I'm looking forward to.
Which one?
Drive on Voronezh. I have that on pre-order. And why is that not showing? It's one thing that does drive me nuts with their website. It's trying to get to the games that you want.
Yeah. Yeah, Nordic mentioned, Thunderbolt, obviously enough, but I don't know that's coming out next year. The rules seem pretty good, but I don't know.
Which Thunderbolt?
Thunderbolt, the Ancient Worlds series from GMT. It's Second Punic War, but it's also the 2 other modules all put in together.
Kind of like they've done with some of their other games where they combine a whole bunch into one box.
Greg Blanchett.
That's it, Greg.
Blanchett.
Yeah, Greg Blanchett. Yeah, so I have his games ordered. Yes.
Yeah, he's got the Silent Dead series starting up with Belly. That's the first one. He's got, Greg did Krakow Battles, Fall Blau.
Right.
And then
I have those. Yeah, I have those.
That's another one, Broken Logic by Flying Pig. That one I'm definitely looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I have that will go on Kickstarter in January, February, so that'll be late next year.
And don't forget with
they've got the big is it Chattanooga? They've got Chattanooga coming next.
yeah.
Right?
No, wait, was that?
Lutman?
Yeah, Harmon Lutman's sequel. Was it Chattanooga?
Is it Chattanooga?
I don't remember.
Is it that or Antietam? One of the two.
One thing I remember about it is I like that he did the main core of the map because it's going to be a 2-map game again, but on the back of one of them is the center of the whole map, so you can have
cool.
like space saving if you
Keep
don't
them
want to
up.
have
There
both.
we go.
Yeah.
Chickamauga.
Yeah, Chickamauga, that's it. Yeah, that one
And the
did
other
pretty
one
well.
that I'm looking forward to is Modern Tactics by VUCA. It's coming out by VUCA Sims. I know Shane was here before
Voca's done pretty
early on.
well, man. They've been
VUCA's
kicking
been
out some good
fantastic.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really
Yeah, they're crushing it.
they're setting a new bar, man.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to components. Nicely mounted. The way
Oh
the
yeah,
counters are punched, rounded,
Yep.
they have a good
Yeah.
hand feel.
them and Sound
Yeah.
of Drums are really. I think they've kind of pushed it above everybody else right now.
New standard.
Yeah, they really have set a
And,
new
you know,
gold standard.
and to be fair, Flying Pig has a very
Oh,
high
yeah.
standard too, although they tend to sort of let the game down a little bit on the charts and stuff. So hopefully they'll fix that.
They are.
Not going to make
Yeah.
that same mistake twice.
VUCA is beautiful. Gimpy, have you done anything with Legion Imperialis?
Which one is that the Titan one? Wait, no. Legion Imperialis, that's the 30K one.
30K.
If I remember right. I don't know. They release so much crap, it's hard for me to keep track. Obviously, no. I have not done Legion Imperialis. Anything that's going to be army collecting, I'm not going to get into with Games Workshop. It's too expensive. Now, instead of them, right, their 8mm, I went with Mantic's game. I can't remember the name of it, but basically it's their version of Epic, right? The 8mm, 6mm scale, and you got so much more bang for your buck. For what you would be paying for Legion Imperialis, you can get two huge armies of Manic stuff. Now the minis aren't as good; they're close, but it's a lot more actual stuff for the amount of money you're paying. You can get a couple of starters and be happy with it. But yeah, stay tuned. When that actually releases, I'll be doing videos on it.
No, I do not play GBOH.
Kev does.
Yes.
I haven't in a while, but I've got a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's not something that's really in my wheelhouse. I know it's very popular, and it's from what these guys have all said, it's a fantastic, fantastic series. It's just not something that I'm high on. I'm more into. I mean, I do love World War II. Don't get me wrong, but I've been really excited with all the new modern era stuff that's come out. That's definitely out my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I anything that's modern, contemporary, and by modern I mean post World War II. I like I consider Vietnam, Korea. I consider those modern, for so to speak. But I like contemporary or even hypothetical. Like Next War series and the World War III stuff that didn't
Sure.
happen. Thankfully, I mean that's all stuff that I'm
Yet.
very into. Do I play not so great battles of history?
So cruel.
You use the simple Great Battles of History system, get that, and it makes it easy to play.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to how much I connect with it. Like ACW is not something I'm huge into. I will play some, but some people are just really good, like real deep into it. And I'll play some if the subject interests me or the designer interests me. I'll play it just to see how their design, what their design is like. And but it's not. I'm not going to be as like, okay, you have a choice. You want to play a Gettysburg game or do you want to play Air and Armor? Air and Armor is going to win every time. It's just where my brain goes. Where I'm like, yeah, I want tanks. I want to blow shit up.
Well, you can relate to it because you're in the military.
Well, that too,
and
yeah.
all the rest of it, right? So it's got an affinity for you.
Yeah, there's more. There's a deeper relationship for me with that than there is with, Gettysburg or ACW. But the funny thing is, I like playing American Revolution games, and it's kind of the same type of thing. And I'm starting to get more interested in Napoleonics, at least the lighter Napoleonic games like the ALAW and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's just ACW just does not resonate with me like it does with other people.
Maybe it's because the Americans shooting Americans aspect of it.
No, that's not it at all. And I don't even. The funny thing is, I know it's a hot topic. The Civil War is a hot topic, but it's not even a civil war when you think about it. Technically, it is based on location and the fact that families were split apart and stuff like that. But the reality of it is, it was not a civil war. It was a war between two nations. It was the Confederate States of America against the United States of America because they did secede and created their own country. So technically,
And quickly lost it.
it is not. It's always been called the war between the states, but it's
Right.
actually a war between two governments, two nations in that way. Obviously on the same piece of land, the same continent, but how many other countries are on the same continents and they're separate countries? So,
It was ideals. It was ideological.
now there you go, Monmouth Courthouse Battlefield.
That's
Now
pretty sick.
that is right in my backyard because I grew up very close to Freehold and Monmouth Courthouse. So
Better get caught up. Lots of good comments here.
okay, let's get caught up here. Where are we missing here? Oh yeah, there we go. Shane, modern stuff is cool. Looking forward to it, man. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, Shane, we're looking forward to playing that. It's going to be awesome, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna rock.
Have they
First
got,
one?
they don't, I haven't seen much promotion on it,
Which one?
on his game.
Oh yeah, no, it's still in development. I believe it's finishing up, but it's in development. Manual weapons equipment out in the field, Frank, is same thing. Modern stuff. That's hypothetical so far. Very true. How come a Filipino like me is deeper in ACW than a nephew of Uncle Sam?
He's got a point.
Just because you're in America does not mean that you have to be into the ACW. I mean, do all English players play the English Civil War?
Right.
How is it that English war gamers want to play Napoleon in a Napoleonics game?
I mean, it's
I had,
it's to each their own. I mean, it's like some people are really
Yeah.
big into the Eastern Front, right? They love that Germany versus
Love
Russia,
Eastern Front, yeah.
right? I prefer the Western Front
Mhm.
over Western Front or Pacific. I like that over the Eastern Front.
good point, Danny.
Yeah, ACW games never turn out like history. Gettysburg, I've never seen a fishhook. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of games that I think, a lot of Civil War games, particularly tactical level, that kind of boost the capabilities of the Confederates a little too much too. There's a,
Well, they do it for game purposes.
yeah, I think
You
it,
can't
I
have
think
it-
it is for game purposes, but you often see the Confederates winning way more battles in these tactical games than they probably should.
is it because of that, or is it because the South was doing so well against the North?
I think it's a moment. I think
Because of
it's
leadership.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because how can you affect the leadership in the game as easy without, I don't want to see nerfing the Union, but you maybe give a boost to
Right.
the
Right. Yeah, and I look. I don't know enough about it really to comment. So I just
that would be a good question for
commenting on
Mr. Herman if he wants to chime in. I think he's kind of familiar with that topic. Frank says Air and Armor, great system because you have so many veterans game designers deeply involved in its development. That's very true. Napoleonic OSG or nada. Uh-oh. You don't like OSG, right?
I mean, I like the maps, and I like the historical studies. I don't like the game system, but it's okay. It's fun.
So-
People like it.
Danny obviously did not grow up in New York City. He knows it was the War of Northern Aggression. Secession was illegal. Let's see here.
I don't know. I don't know. Was it? I don't know. That's your history, not mine.
I'm a big fan of secession. I think it should always be an option. Guys from Texas, where are you guys from, Mo and Gimpy? I'm from Texas currently. I've been here 22 years.
I'm not from Texas.
And Nate is in North Carolina.
Carolina. For now,
I live in Texas.
we're moving out of it.
There you go.
There you go. easy to learn. GBACW start with one step at a time to learn it. Rules get easier each time you try to play them.
That's a beat down, that system. I'm not a fan of it. But
What did you have a hard time with?
just
The command system
rules
can
and
get
movement
unwieldy.
rules, commands. You got to check your line of sight every hex you move. Pretty much, you got to pre-plan your moves a little bit more. I think it's surprising to me.
When I switched to the simple Great Battles of History, I liked it so much more. It streamlined the process, got you like more into the game than the original rules.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm a big fan of Luckman's system. I can grok that and get it and play it, and I feel like I'm getting the experience of the American Civil War, but I don't get the. I played Great Battles of the American Civil War for 2 days straight with a friend, and at the end of it, I said, "I really appreciate you teaching me it, but I now know I never need to buy. Never need to buy these games." But thanks anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. When you visit a Civil War battlefield, you get better understanding of how the terrain influenced the battle.
Oh gosh, yeah, I've been to a whole bunch, and they're fantastic to go to. What is he saying about Rebel Fury? He
Does not do that. What does it not do, Mark? I'm a little behind on. Well, no, I'm not too far behind on the questions or the comments, but
So we got the real time lag as well. We're like 10 seconds behind us.
yeah. And then the command system is actually one of the easiest to learn. Surprisingly, you just need to string out your commands, or you'll have to command and control issues with GBACW.
That's cool. Whatever.
I think he
Still
means
like it.
overrate the CSA troops.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
one of
would
those things that, well, it's like anything else. Some people, there's always a constant argument. Okay, this is OP or that's not OP, based on opinions and what people have read and what their biases are.
Yeah, it's not.
Does not make a side distinction that there are no force ratios. Okay.
Right. Yeah. The Rebel Fury system. It's interesting because I found that I really enjoyed it in the Napoleonic Waterloo campaign at that sort of operational scale, but I kind of struggled more with it from a gameplay perspective, which I need to go back to and visit again. I struggled with it at the scale. I just didn't click as easily as it did in the Waterloo game. Waterloo game I probably played 10 times or 12 times. It's a great game. Played it opposed on Vassal a whole bunch as well. It's super fun. I'd like to see a lot more operational scale games in that series, Mark. Hint. Love to see more, even if it's Napoleonic, and especially if it's Napoleonics, actually. Because there's really no operational scale Napoleonics. And I say operational because it's probably campaign, really, is more what I mean. Campaign scale versus battle scale. But that's just me talking. What do I know?
Well, that would be another good question, because he says no issue. I like the World game. Also, no need to like Rebel Fury. But my thing would be, this would be a good one to get Mark on for maybe next month if he wants to join us, or if he wants to wait a little bit closer to when it is going to release. But to talk about his game coming out on the Ukraine-Russia war, and because that's a topic that I know there are some people that say that they don't want to game a war currently in progress, and I can respect that. I'll game anything, and I honestly mean anything that has to do with a kinetic conflict, because that's how I get a better understanding, especially if it's contemporary, because that's my main area of interest. The only hesitation I have with it, and this is where it's a good question for Mark, is how can we be certain that or how could he be certain with the design that the data that he's using is accurate? And the reason I'm saying is because it doesn't matter where your data comes from. It really comes down to, think about this. It comes down to the analysis afterwards. And the analysis goes through how many iterations. this group analyzes it, that group analyzes it, then other people analyze their analysis and then analyze it, and more data comes in. I mean, we're still finding stuff out about World War II, and that's one of the things that's really been beneficial for the hypothetical Third World War stuff is we've learned so much about the Soviet military since what would have been a battle in the 80s, and that's 40 years ago. So,
Right, right.
how much can you be accurate about it? And then look at next war series. How many times has Mitch had to change things because force? Now that this is one thing that is always going to be in flux is force compositions, structures of military. How many? Look at the Marine Corps has been totally changed with the
Right.
MLR with Force Design 2030. So that nerfs all of his versions of the Marines in all of his games, and you have to redesign that too, and then you have to guess the effectiveness of something that has never been tried and true. It's never been
Right.
used in combat.
Right.
So
Right.
see where I'm going? And there's
Yeah.
now, of course, it's just his interpretation of the data that he's given, which is going to be as good as what he has. So I mean that poses an interesting challenge.
I mean, he
Yeah,
can do Ukraine. It's not too soon, and they've got enough information now.
Well, depends what the scale is too, right? I mean,
Yeah. And he's doing just the first big battle. I believe that's what it's on, right?
Well, before everything kicked off, people would have expected different results, but we've seen how it's played off, over the past so many years. So I think there's enough information out there to kind of make an educated guess towards a game. The stats for the units, who's there.
Yeah, now here's the thing. You're saying it's so well reported on, and we have many back channels of friends who've been to the front. I feel good that we've gotten it more right.
more than right.
More than right. So now the reason I'm saying that is because when it comes to like for Iraq or Afghanistan, we had a lot of embeds. We're not seeing that in Ukraine, Russia, and we're getting. I mean, my joke has always been, and I say this half jokingly, Russia, Ukraine, the TikTok wars, because especially at the very beginning, everything was being released on TikTok by both
The
sides.
Ghost of Kiev, right?
Yeah, the Ghost of Kiev. I mean, all that stuff. It was propaganda at the yin yang from both sides, and it's like how much of that was factual, how much was not, and then how are we going to find out that even stuff that we think is accurate now, we're going to find out in a couple of years, well, that was really propaganda from the Russians, or that was really propaganda from the
Or Ukrainians, or
that
the advisors on the
CIA
ground.
presented it this way. Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of different things, So
Well, you look at let's pivot off of Ukraine. Let's look at the Hamas Israeli
Yeah.
conflict right now. There's guys that have been on the ground who are former special ops military, UK-based military, 30 years in studying the Israeli condition and the situation there. They're reporting on it, and what they're reporting is polar opposite of what the mass media is reporting and what the US government is pushing out. And he's been on the ground with a vest and a helmet on at the front lines, talking to the troops and the generals and the leaders and all the rest of it, and going out at the pointy end, seeing what's actually going on and seeing the aftermath of what's going on. And it's polar opposite of what we're being told in the news, right? If you take the legacy media's viewpoint as accurate, right?
yeah.
So I wonder how much of that would influence, and how much of what we'll see out of Defiance will end up being a version of the reality on the ground. When you look at, I was listening to a podcast the other day about one of the most recent offenses that the Ukrainians are trying to do against the Russians. The Russians are just not nuking, but the artillery is so intense that there's no ability to mass force to gain an advantage, and so they're going in company-sized elements and getting shit knocked out. And
Who would have ever guessed that the Russians would use artillery?
Use artillery heavily, right? And then, and I'm sure the Ukrainians are doing the same thing, right? It's
Yeah.
The guy's commentary, based on his meetings and assessments with folks, were that it's the nature has moved away from the maneuver warfare that we're so fond of in the United States, to a more defensive-oriented World War One-esque style of future conflict is what he was talking about. Despite all the drones and hypersonic
yeah.
missiles and all that sort of talk, I
Well,
think
that's the thing, with
drones are sexy right now, right?
the drones are the hot thing, and they've been a hot thing because they have been a game changer over there. And a lot of the
They're
reason why
effective.
they're effective, but you'd think that somebody that should be a quote unquote near peer, which would be Russia, would be able to counter that pretty,
Right,
pretty
right,
quickly.
right. Yep.
I would hope to, hell, that we would be able to counter that pretty quickly. And seeing the use of that against the Russians, we should be learning how to use it both offensively and defensively.
Right.
And it
Yeah,
should
well-
be, the one thing that we should take out of the Russian-Ukraine war that's going on now as the United States and all forces around the world should be taking it is there should be a lot of leadership lessons, how not to screw up basic stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, and the thing that's surprising is you talk about the U.S. readiness to do these things. I'm sure there's a lot more than what we see in the news, of course. But I went to a Futures Command presentation 4 or 5 months ago in Austin, because that's where they're headquartered out of.
Mm-hmm.
I was underwhelmed, but the good news, I think, is that down at the division level, so 10th Mountain, 101st Airborne, and 82nd Airborne are all off with their own special budgets, doing their own thing with off-the-shelf technology, with drones, and then retrofitting them and building, in essence, systems of drone capabilities based on the mission profiles that I think they'll be involved in.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, is where the innovation is going to happen. It's not going to be an Army futures thing. I mean, they're looking 25, 30 years out, I guess. And, I came away from that session listening to the leadership talk underwhelmed by the woman who was leading the show there. She was not really prepared for the questions from the audience, and the majority of the audience, there were some veterans there, but majority were civilians, and they were asking harder questions. Either she wasn't prepared to answer them, or didn't want to answer them, or wasn't allowed to answer them. But it was surprisingly disappointing. Anyway, I'm excited about what's going on.
That's why I said I think this would be a great topic to have Mark.
Yeah, we could talk about. Let's get
One of the
on
things that I'd
the
like
show.
to see, with Mark's game is, aside from the game itself and play it, I mean, you definitely want to see that, but is to look at the game when you first get it, play it, and then it would be a game I would love, and I will, revisit in 5 or 10 years to look back on, and then do a comparison based on what we know in 5 or 10 years, because I would expect there would be more detailed analysis of the AARs and the war itself overall later on, and see how we learn. Just like, you had games out on Vietnam during Vietnam or right after Vietnam, and then you look at the game, you look at those games 10 or 15 years later, you're like,
Sure.
wow, this is totally off. Totally.
Oh, yeah.
This is what we thought at the time.
Well, it's like that SPI game, Year of the Rat, which is in of itself an okay game, but it was so far off base that, and it gets credit for being first, contemporary, in the moment type of thing. That doesn't make it a good game, and I didn't find it a good game to play, let alone the fact that it was historically accurate, right?
Yeah.
So it couldn't be historically accurate because it was current. But
So
there we go.
here we go. It is 8 kilometers per hex, 3 days per turn. The key that the system has already established the impact of old-fashioned indirect fire. My old boss has been to the front 42 times. Has published multiple lessons. So that'll be interesting. I mean, it'll be really interesting to see how it is. And then, of course, Mark says the same thing. Mass media on Gaza is BS. God sends in the IDF, and it's been on both fronts. U.S. media is BS. I'm shocked, Mark, that you would say that the U.S. media is BS.
I thought it was all legit.
I thought it was always true all the time. And then
goodness.
somebody was funny because Matt says here, he goes, Russia's the king of crappy propaganda.
That's so
So
true.
is the United States.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
every
okay.
country is, great at being a king of crappy propaganda. But yeah, Russia is definitely known for that. And then Frank says one of the key factors, not only their ubiquitous weapons delivery systems, but let me see here, that with advanced sensors such as miniature thermals, battlefield surveillance is an unprecedented level. That's true. I mean, it's very asymmetric because you're taking what would be a superior force and you're bringing it down, or you're taking the inferior, so to speak, force and you're bringing it up to what should be the superior forces level, because now you're getting more of a god mode on the battlefield, which definitely helps. But by the same token, and I brought this up and I will beat it to death until, the end of time, because it is a great example of the lessons of bad leadership. And that is the Russians going down the road and getting popped by a javelin from like 100 meters away.
Talk about poor recon and
It's like there's
security
no
and-
overhead, there's no infantry, there's no screen, there's no flanks, there's no nothing. And
Well,
you're
that's
just,
the
like,
danger of
walking
fighting
down
in
the
a city too, though.
Oh,
No,
this
but
is
even
a
out
movie on a road.
the country, in the country, I mean, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. The shit you see online, it's just, I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. So they're so technically inept, so tactically inept and poorly led. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That the whole NCO class has just been gutted from that country's
Yeah.
army anyway. So they got no low level, tactical level leadership at all. Anyway.
And that's stuff that we need to learn from. The people that are,
Right.
the young people in our military now, the NCOs and the officers need to look at that and say, how do I not repeat those mistakes? I have to make sure my leadership is training me properly. And we're not repeating those mistakes because just because the other guy does it, you go, that guy's an idiot. Well, if you don't learn from that, you're the idiot too. You're even more
Right,
the idiot
right,
because now you're
right.
repeating the same stupid mistakes. So
Exactly.
massed artillery is an earth-shattering tactic. That is very true. They definitely love their artillery.
Yep.
What do we think of the massive PRC drone demos that they're pressed? What, the ones in Jersey?
I was wondering, is that the one he's talking about?
No, have you seen the fireworks displays and stuff like that? It's super impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Scary,
No, it is
scary as
scary.
all get out. The whole network, thousands of drones networked together, working together.
Oh yeah,
Crazy
I
stuff.
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So imagine drone swarms and our current ammo supply just to try and deal with all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, let's not get started on current topics.
Bob, you're in Jersey? Where at in Jersey are you at? So, because that's my old stomping ground, that's why. But yeah, I think it is cool how they're doing, like for the fireworks, the big displays. I think that's pretty neat. And that could be used, obviously, in a very offensive way. But at the same time, I would expect by the time anybody was going to do something like that in an offensive way, we would have some sort of kill switch thing, like a, almost like an EMP type of weapon where we just point it at the sky and say, boom, boom, and they're all dead.
Yeah. Well, they've already got that. I mean, there's already stuff.
No, I mean, it would be deployed and it would
out
be,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about the 101st and 82nd.
Yeah.
10th Mountain.
We already
Yeah,
have
cool.
frequency jammers, so
Ooh,
Put
do
'em
we
out,
want to
block
fight
the
this
frequency.
defiance? You know what? Yeah, we should do that. Maybe we'll do that we should do that as a Friday night fights.
Yeah.
How many people can play at the same time, Mark? Maybe we'll get Mark on. All three of us play with Mark.
Yeah. Get a quick.
Do a 2-on-2 or something like that while he's explaining the game and talking
Yeah.
about it and stuff.
Yeah, I
That
would love to do that. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
see if we can get it set up.
Very, very much fun. Lasers. It's all about freaking lasers.
Well, we should do some more giveaways because we're
Yes, we should.
We're
So
ready
you
to-
go
Plus,
ahead.
you're the one with all the
Yeah.
freaking.
I
PC
do it.
stuff.
Holy shit.
All right.
Holy shit. Holy
What?
shit. Bob Fanoof is a homeboy. He's from Middletown, New Jersey. I'm from Hazlitt. Right up the street from you. I actually grew up not far from the Matawan Creek where the shark attacks were in 1916 that inspired Peter Benchley to write Jaws. So definitely in the same neighborhood. I did not know that, Bob. Yes, so let's plan for next month. In January, we'll get you on, Mark, and then we'll talk. You and I will talk offline about maybe doing something like
Set
on
up a
one of these
game
Friday
night.
nights.
Yeah,
that
get
we're
a
all
gameplay.
about.
Get a gameplay going or something. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
All right.
Get involved in that.
Next one up on the
Boom.
giveaway.
Big time.
We're going to do the big map. This is the big map from Storming the Gap. Not Blood and Fury, this is Storming the Gap, so the original one.
You've never held something that big before, have you?
A couple times. Every time I go to the bathroom.
I wasn't saying anything. That's you went.
Now,
there.
fantasizing, you can see the way he was.
Yeah. Come on. Okay, so what's the question? Let's go.
The one who will win this is the first one who can say what the map is an area of. Like, where does this map show? Or
Frankly, that's a difficult.
North
question.
Carolina.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if I could just. Be
And then
frank.
I'm just gonna give away the remaining games in an easy way.
No.
No.
No,
I'm looking for like the specific city name.
City.
Tim Zales got it. Wait, no, Matt was the first one. Am I right? Is he the first
You got
one?
it. Yep. I
Fine,
believe
fine.
so. Yeah.
Matt Van Wielden. Sorry, Tim. Matt beat you to it. Email me, TheGimpyGamer@yahoo.com. It's in the description of all my videos, but email me, give me your address, and I'll get this sent over your way.
Bam.
You'll love it.
Oh, that was good. Stop it. Gimpy.
All right. Hey, for the rest of the codes, I'm just going to make this... I'm just going to make this easy. I've got, for the giveaways left, 2 for Starship Troopers and 2 for Panzer Corps. If you want Starship Troopers, put it in the comments. You know, Starship Troopers. If you want Panzer Corps 2, put that down. The first 2 for each game wins it.
You said you had 4 of each. Is that correct?
Yeah, 4 of each. I've already given away 2 of each, so I've got
Just make
2
sure.
codes. Van Gogh's got one. Starship
Okay.
Troopers is taken now. 1 Panzer Corps left.
How many you got left, Mark?
And that's it. Here we go.
I've got a couple.
Couple. Okay.
You got
What do
any?
you need to do? Yeah, I got one more. Let me do
Go
that.
on. That's right.
Yeah,
Big one.
all you guys who just commented about the games, email me, TheGimpyGamer@yahoo.com, and I will get a code sent your way.
Except for Nordic, he doesn't get any because they're not commanded. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, so I'll do one, and then you can do your last 2. How about that? So this is a game that I actually gave away last week on my show. However, we found out that an individual was in arrears, owed money to one of our YouTuber friends. So we a scumbag. So we disinvited him from winning. So if you can tell me what game system primarily this game is predicated upon or took influence from, then you will be in the running. I'll take the first 6 if you get it. So it's Vestal Hamburg, the C3I system. Go from Thin Red Line Games.
Very nice.
You can tell me what you think, which system it was influenced by. I will include you in.
You're banned.
Danny, you're fired. And there are actually 2 systems that will get the correct answer. So that should give you some clues. And they're both SPI titles. My God, you guys.
Jam.
Hurry up.
Oh, jeez.
Am I going to have to give hints? They're SPI titles. They're from the 70s. Actually,
I was going to say, there's somebody here who might know a thing or 2 about that.
Wrong, Mr. Walker. Close but no cigar.
Walker.
Nordic is in for 1. C3. So that's not right, actually. Oh, goodness gracious. First word in the name. Yes, there's 1 NATO Division Commander. What's the other system? Can someone come up with the other system? Central
Front Series.
Yeah, Jesus. It's going so slow. Okay, I got 2. Yeah, NDC. Central Front Series, guys, come on. All right, I'm just going to, we'll make it I'm going to flip a coin if there's only 2.
Yep, it's
I
only
go to Commander Korean Front. Nordic, do you want to win a game or are you just being a jackass? 1, 2. Who else? Where was the other chap that Meandering Mike. Okay.
Entering Mike.
All right. Odds and evens. So we'll do Meandering Mike in the odds, and who is the other chap? Mark.
That was Mark.
Is evens, and it's the third two. Oh, you can't see it. That's the third two in a row I rolled with this time. So Mark wins. Did Mark already win again?
I don't think so.
Well, whatever. Who cares? BigBoardGaming@gmail. Send an email. You're good to go.
Hey, you know what, Nordic? I'm going to give him a game
Yes, please
just
do.
because.
Just give
Just
him a-
because this one actually has nothing to do with Korean girls. But you could go camping on the beach with Salerno 43 if you'd like to.
Ooh, nice.
So if
Great
you
game.
don't want that, let me know. But if you do want it, it's yours.
Now that's actually one of the few Zokbon games where it pays to be a very patient defender versus an
Yeah.
aggressive defender. Different.
Now, does anybody know, not you guys, anybody in the Korean girls bivouac commander? Oh, so he has Salerno 43. Okay, we'll put that back in the pile. We'll come back to that one. Who knows? The first one to answer this wins. A German word for living room. Not you guys.
Glockenspiel.
It's also a game. Title. Meandering Mike wins. A copy of Lebensraum. So he gets that one. And now we're gonna do a random giveaway here. Let's see. Let's do hashtag Salerno 43. So it would be hashtag Salerno 43. Everybody who wants a copy of Salerno 43, put it in there. And we'll do that for a minute or two. Then we're gonna call it quits after this one, guys, because I think we've done enough shipping damage.
Yeah. A couple of mine are heavy.
Yeah, I've got quite a few to ship out here, so.
Aaron Davis, Dennis. You get a bunch. Good boys. There we go. Octavian did dollar hashtag. He really wants it.
Ooh, wrong.
That's funny.
So make sure you get your Salerno 43 in there. Why is this not coming up here? Didn't come up. Why is that? Oh, it's not working. Oh, there we go. No, it is. No, it is.
Poland.
Yeah, it just took its time for some reason. Town hall. Okay, so let's see here. Let's draw, and we'll see who wins.
We'll do, Mark. See you.
And the winner is Matt Van Wielden. Matt Van Wielden wins. Congratulations, Matt. You win a copy of Salerno 43. And one final one.
Hold on. Matt was asking my email. I kept trying to type it. It won't let me type it. It's
Well, let's type in. You got to space it out.
yeah. I tried it. Kept
Or
giving me errors.
Just go to. Just tell Matt to go to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, go to my my channel. It's in the description of all my videos.
GimpyGamer. If you can't find that, then you can't win.
Or you could just get it right off the YouTube page.
That's what I'm saying. If you can't find the YouTube page.
What's your last one you got there, Mo?
The last one, there was, and no one else can answer it from the crew here, but there was a battle at some point called Operation Vigilant Resolve. What was the second battle known as that followed on from that? How many people are Googling that right now?
Operation Your Mum's a Hooker? I don't know. You tell me.
El Alamein, you are wrong.
Way off.
Missed it
Yeah.
by that much.
Missed it by about 80 years.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Was Napoleon around?
John, so I got it.
He said Fallujah, though.
Well, yeah, that's not the operation. Man, we're gonna have to wrap up pretty soon.
Oh,
guys.
I know what it
Yes,
is.
we do. It wrecked it for Korean camping girls. No, it's not that. You guys are getting very close. Octavian gets
There it
correct.
is.
Phantom Fury. It was Operation Phantom Fury.
Octavian.
You win a copy of Phantom Fury.
I thought Octavian was is that second edition?
This is first edition.
Okay.
This is the first edition of
Yeah,
Phantom.
second edition hasn't released yet.
It has. I
Has
got
it?
It should have. I have it.
Great game.
Because I knew that.
Great game.
To be clear, I'm the nice Octavian.
I was just gonna rag on the guy.
I think it's fitting because I says, if you're the other Octavian, you can fuck right the hell off. And yeah, he ends up winning tonight. I'm glad he ended up winning.
Perfect. Yeah, that's
He's
awesome.
not the BGG Octavian. So, no, that's great. So just contact me. You can get my information right off the YouTube channel. Give me your mailing information. Same with everybody else. Send me your mailing information. I know I've gotten a couple already, and we'll get those out to you. Make sure you email everybody as to what you won and what the email or your mailing information is. We'll get that stuff out to you. And then, like I said, hopefully next month in January, we'll be able to hook up with Mark and do something here for Defiance, his new game that he's got coming out. We'll talk more about it. Maybe we'll get some plays in too, so that way you guys can see the end of it or see how things go, with that, and then be prepared for the release when it comes out. But really appreciate your time tonight, guys, and appreciate you guys tuning in every month and joining us. And I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and we will see you after the first of the year. Have a great night, everybody.
Merry Christmas.